There is absolutely no way that this should be the headline for this weekend. M. Night Shyamalan's Old projected to beat Snake Eyes at the box office. This should not be a thing. Snake Eyes is part of the G.I. Joe franchise, a very established franchise and who is part of an established IP. And we're talking about that versus M. Night Shyamalan's Old. M. Night Shyamalan's movies typically don't do that well, comparatively speaking, in the box office compared to a lot of these other blockbuster films and these other films that come out during the summer. This should not be the case. Snake Eyes should not be losing to M. Night Shyamalan's new movie, Old. But that just goes to show just how awful Snake Eyes really is as a movie. People are not going out in droves to watch this movie. The box office numbers for Snake Eyes are abysmal. They are horrific. So we're going to get into all of that in this video. M. Night Shyamalan's new movie, Old, is projected to beat Snake Eyes' G.I. Joe Origins at the box office in their opening weekends. That is insane. M. Night Shyamalan's Old is projected to beat Snake Eyes' G.I. Joe Origins in their opening weekends at the box office. Ever since the beer bug shut down theaters in early 2020, it has been a long... Okay, so it just kind of goes into the backstory here. The summer's traditionally where movie studios drop their biggest blockbusters and see those major titles draw in hundreds of millions of dollars in a single weekend. But strong opening weekends have still been tough to come by domestically. Then it talks about a lot of the movies that have been coming out. M. Night Shyamalan's Old and Paramount's Snake Eyes reboot are the latest high-profile summer releases to arrive, but it is the former that is slated to win the weekend. That is insane. I did not think this was going to happen. Box office numbers shared by The Hollywood Reporter project Old, M. Night Shyamalan's latest twist-filled original story, to narrowly edge out Snake Eyes. That is insane. And here is The Hollywood Reporter's take on it right here. The box office, Old slithers past Snake Eyes to win slow weekend. So both new films are beating Space Jam and New Legacy, which I still think is the worst film out of all three of these. But with that being said, Old is by far the best film of this weekend, and there's no doubt about that. M. Night Shyamalan is scoring another #1 win at the domestic box office, where his thriller Old is slithering past fellow new offering Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins to win the spoils of an overall quiet weekend. Old, about a family whose tropical vacation turns into an age-accelerating nightmare, grossed $6.9 million Friday from 3,355 locations, including 1.5 million in Thursday evening previews. At this pace, the film is expected to near 16 million for the weekend. Old, starring Gael Garcia Bernal and Vicky Krieps, was inspired by the graphic novel Sandcastle, and so then that is compared to Snake Eyes, which is part of the frickin' G.I. Joe universe. And M. Night Shyamalan's movie is beating this film. What? Paramount and Hasbro's Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins starring Henry Golding isn't far behind. The G.I. Joe reboot is opening in second place with an estimated 14.2 million for the weekend, after grossing 5.5 million Friday from 3,521 locations, including 1.4 million in previews. Snake Eyes is skewing heavily male, 66%, according to Friday post-track exit polls. I don't know why they had to throw that in there. That should be kind of obvious. Of course, the majority of people that are going to go see Snake Eyes are heavily male. Obviously. Come on. Do you see the kind of movie it is? In normal times, Snake Eyes, which had hoped to relaunch an important franchise for Hasbro and Paramount, would have been expected to do far more business. The movie's performance is no doubt a disappointment for the filmmakers, as the box office recovery continues at a slow pace. And of course, the media is going to pretend like this isn't because Snake Eyes is an awful movie, because the media is hand in hand with Hollywood. They are going to continue to defend and protect Hollywood in any way that they can, which is exactly why they're not dealing with the main issue for why Snake Eyes is a disaster. And that is because it is an awful film. Snake Eyes, the way that they wrote Snake Eyes in this film is horrible, horrendous, a complete embarrassment and total disgrace to the G.I. Joe character. It is awful. It is absolutely terrible. The fact that this film is losing to Old is deservedly so. Old absolutely deserves to win this weekend. And Old isn't really that amazing of a movie either. It's definitely better than Snake Eyes, but it isn't like an incredible movie, but it totally deserves to win the weekend over Snake Eyes, because Snake Eyes is terrible. It is just not that good of a movie at all. So yeah, I'm glad that this is happening, and it just goes to show that the G.I. Joe fans are not coming out to support this movie. And a lot of people aren't coming out to support this movie. So many people are not coming out to support this awful, awful movie. Good. That's good. That means that people are speaking with their wallets. And that is a good thing. Snake Eyes didn't even get the same numbers as A Quiet Place Part 2. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. So, like I said, that is a good thing. That is absolutely a good thing. We need more people to speak with their wallets, and that is exactly what is happening with Snake Eyes. And hopefully the filmmakers will see what is happening here, and they'll realize they made a mistake. I hope that these studios have realized they made a mistake, and that they will actually, that these Hollywood studios, which continue to shit all over all of our favorite franchises and our favorite characters, it's continuing to happen. We just saw that happening with Masters of the Universe as well, right? And now we're going to be seeing it in the next few years with Lord of the Rings. Amazon is completely shitting all over Lord of the Rings. And there's so many shills out there that are defending that. People like the OneRing.net, they're defending the fact that Amazon is crapping all over Tolkien's legacy and Tolkien's universe and Tolkien's world. That is unacceptable. And that should not be a thing. It is nothing but Disney Star Wars over and over and over again with all of these franchises. And nothing is going to change until people start speaking with their wallets. So hopefully that is the case for why Snake Eyes failed in this weekend. I do think that it's a failure. I do think that Snake Eyes failed this weekend in the box office. And that is what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it a failure because that is what it is. It lost to Old. And Old isn't like a gripping blockbuster film. It just isn't. But it's still lost to it. And that's amazing. So with that being said, if you are going to go see a movie over this weekend, please go see Old. It totally deserves it, far and away above Snake Eyes. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about it. If you've seen both of these films, which one did you like more? Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you later.